let me thank you for coming to my house this morning. And it wasn't just now, even before the ASU. About 2 years ago, I did a billboard across the country, and I was asking Nigeria to support me so that we can enact a law to criminalize any civil servant, any politician who stole our common patrimony, like what is obtainable in China, so they can be shamed and be shot by fire squad in the marketplace. And if they do that, corruption will decrease. And now, I also said that I've always wanted to see that Nigeria was one. I've always wanted to believe and that the past heroes who sacrificed and died on the civil war so we can be one Nigeria, so that their blood will not going to be in vain. But I continue now to change. I wonder if these northern brothers are really our brothers. Because you cannot have one person stole 200 billion and also is only asking for 18 billion to get our children to school. So it is preposterous. It's unimaginable. I think it's because for a very long time, the northerners know how to play politics than the southerners. Yes, they might have a lot of amajaри, they might have a lot of uneducated people in the street, but the few very one of them who call themselves elite has planned. And their plan is that to create a lot of amajari, so that if there's going to be a jihadi war, they can use the amajari to fight the war. And secondly, they took over the institutions. If you go to Chief of Army Staff, you find them is northern elite Fulani. If you go to the presidency, northern elite Fulani. If you go to Senate, northern elite Fulani. If you go to custom, northern elite Fulani. If you go to finance, northern elite. I'm not saying that if they are qualified, they are not supposed to be there. But there's a smoke. The smoke is there. That they hold on this situation and make us a second feeder, maybe like more or less an infelice testament that we are not, right? And these are people who are not very educated, they are not very smart, because in the South, we got 180, 183, we failed, and I guess 70 they passed, and yet they become the head of the institution. Something must be wrong. We need to address that, you know. And if it is true, as I've seen in various networks, that man who stole 200 billion is on bail, then I will have no choice to move a million march that every jail houses that you've incarcerated people who were prisoners of consciousness, people who steal Maggi and tomatoes. I will mobilize that the people should be set free, because you cannot have somebody who stole 200 billion. Because Malami, the Attorney General, they are related. They are not an elite. Because the president is related to him, and the Senate president is related to him, and the Chief of Army Staff is related to him. They all gang up together because they all share this loot. Presumably, I was accused being stolen, and the money is on bail. It will be very bad, and we will become a laughing stock all over the world. So I am on it. Personally, I'm going to contact my lawyer. If possible, I can join suit. I will tell them how I'm affected. I will show probably because of I forgot what they call it, what is called in law, locus, that I have the locus standard to take him to court, that he impoverished our people for his own selfish interests.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Talking about
that is, I see, I had never been a fan of rotational. I've never been a fan of it. I've never been a fan of that at all, because I've always thought that, you know, presidency has to be by merit. We need merit, you know, not about ethnicity or rotational. But however, because they had this agreement that it has to be rotational, the Buhari regime have done about 7 years now, you know, and good Lord Jonathan did the same thing. So if it's going to be rotational and they have that agreement, I think it should come to the South, even though I don't believe on rotational. But because it has been agreed upon before, it has to be rotational. So we should look for the very best, the brightest from the South that can be a president. And there's nothing you can do about that, because we are not second-class citizens to the Fulani brothers that we have. And some of them are not even authentic Nigerian. I mean, it's obvious that Buhari had accused Atiku that he's not a Nigerian. And the case is a court. And there's a human rights lawyer, this is the lady who is just taking Atiku to court now to really authenticate his genuinely as a citizen. So even these herdsmen, this banditry that we are seeing, most of them, they were brought from Mali, another West African country, for the sake of Buhari election, and they refuse to leave, and it becomes a problem to us. So, yes, again, the money politics should be looked into, and I think EFCC should be disbanded. They are good for nothing, because in the face of EFCC, Atiku spent over $80 million, and Wike also spent a lot of whopping sum, perhaps close to 80 million or more than 80 million. In America or Canada or all over the world, there's what they call a campaign political contributor cap, which is not going to exceed 5,000. And if you exceed 5,000, they will try you for inducement as a criminal, because you're trying to buy. Don't forget, he will pay the piper, the tithes, the tool. So that is where we are getting it wrong. And that is why I said the EFCC, they are sleeping dog. EFCC will be going after Yahoo boys, so going after these people. Even delegates are taking money. In our constitution in Nigeria, it stated there categorically that you shall not receive bribe. I should not give bribe. It's criminal to receive. So it's obvious that the police in this country have not learned their lesson, that they have failed abysmally, because most of these people, whether it's Atiku, whether it's Wike, whether it's delegate, they all have to be in jail by taking bribing and also receiving a bribing. That's my take on it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We are going to remember for two things: we do right or we do wrong. Peter Obi has stand tall among his friends, his peers, and everything. I've read a lot about him, even before the convention, right? And if you look at his past and his present, you can see he's a clean and gentleman. What you hear in the media, Peter Obi is stingy. Of course, he has to be stingy because he worked very hard for his money. It's not like Atiku or Wike or the rest of the people who stole and loot public funds and then use it to buy votes and delegates. So Peter Obi has to be stingy, because a man who works very hard for his money needs to know when to give or when to take. Needs to know when to be stingy or when to be stingy, right? Yes, so Peter Obi is a very interesting character, that in the streets of London, you see him taking public taxi. You can even attest to his personality with how he raised his children. Are you with me? Yes, so, and he opted out from PDP because he knows that not saying something or doing something, then we are going to say he accepts what the PDP is doing. So that alone, he wins my heart, he wins my vote, and I will follow him, and I'm going to mobilize for him. Peter Obi is a man to be beaten in this game if the NSC are responsible. The NSC is called the National Labour Congress. They have been very irresponsible over the years. We give credit to Adam Musumule when he was there, but really, truly, he did nothing, because he could have done better for the people. Today, the minimum wage of our workers is not over 30,000. Today, you will remember the late Michael Imodu. He never had a house in Matama. As a matter of fact, when he passes on, people rush to visit his house. It will be a befitting burial. Today, Ayuba, who is there today, has a Matama. Let us show their tax record. Let us show how they earn their money. These people, when conductor died, they don't even know if the conductor died. All right? So, you see, we have what they call unemployment force in Canada. It's as compared with NSC. They represent the interest of you, the citizen, that if you are fired unlawfully, they take your case to court, right? And if you are injured in work, they make sure that they pay. Today, the Chinese people use our people here anyhow. Today, the Indian people use our people anyhow. Today, the Lebanese people use our people anyhow. Where is the NSC? Where is the NSC? They all go there, get police, get vehicles, they take everywhere to protect themselves and leave us unprotected. So NSC is a fraud. And I have said many times that I'm going to take them to court if possible. We should disband them so that we can represent ourselves. It brings me back to the case of ASU too. Every organization we have in this country is a fraud. ASU is ASU in the day and the police in the night. Why would ASU call off a strike if they don't get their demand? Why would they be this recurrent decimal for ASU? They are professors who are educated illiterate, because they are the one who put these people there in the first case. They are the one who are supposed to be educated to do the right thing, but they want to do the opposite because of their self-interest. So it is time again for the student union to wake up, to take the destiny into their hand. Because if we all march to Asteroid, how many are you going to kill? I tell you, if you kill one, you kill all. That's it, because we must live free or die. That's it. It's not because I don't recognize, it's because I have so much courage, but I don't know they are evil people, but I do. But I was created with faith and a sound mind, because he who fears suffer. Fear does not exist, it only exists in human mind. Because these people, they are cowards. You cannot rob your country blindly and assume you are rich. Don't forget the case of Ibori. when he was discharged and acquitted in Nigeria for the offenses. But when he got to London, after detention, after trial, on the day of conviction, the judge said, "You are James Onanefe Ibori. You were just a common criminal. You were just somebody who took advantage of your people, and you call yourself a billionaire. Shame on you." That's how it ought to be. And the judiciary have also compromised. Before now, when you say you are a judge or you are a jury, you are respected. Even before now, when you say you are a chief, you are respected. The chiefs have become thieves. The judges have become part of this. And now, they sabotage every day of our Nigeria oil. The Nigerian armed forces, the police, the civil defense, are bribing to be promoted to the high city so they can be sabotaged, continue to sabotage the Nigerian economy. 48 vessels were shipped out in the presence of President Muhammadu Buhari. People are still sitting. Nobody has been tried, nobody has gone to jail. Can we continue to live like this? Let us rise. Let us fight by every means necessary. Let us fight with every law that exists in our constitution to make sure that these political bandits will take them to power. Let us all get a PVC card, because those who are fighting us, they are in minority. They are like 5%, and we are fighting like 95%. Look at what happened in the NSAS. Some of them were jumping, taking the border to run away from this country. Even when I was arrested at Lekki, I was humiliated by some police I was speaking for who are not trained, who were bred like dogs. I was speaking for them and they were abusing me. Now, the NSAS, you can see some senators' house in the east, in the south, in the west, they were running. People took over it. That's what they call vote pricing. Nobody wants to overthrow the government, the legitimate government. Nobody will do that. No. But people have the right to protest if they are not satisfied or if they are dissatisfied. That's you must know clearly. That protest is a fundamental human right, and nobody can stop us from protesting. We only go to the station to take permission because we want to protest, so that there can be law and order. So people cannot die, people cannot loot, because you have three types of protesters. Some of them are the one who wants a change. The other ones are the one who are very hungry, who wants to eat. And the other one who said, what's the point of living? Let's just destroy everything. That is why we were very careful. I was saying protesters are bad. They're not bad people. Yeah, listen, I'm a very comfortable person. Very, very. Right? I'm sitting behind my Bentley that I drove 22, 23 years ago. That's the Bentley and I, okay? But I still carry placard and I still take I take Okada. Because I don't believe in status, because status is the problem of Nigeria. Alright? So I leave my comfort zone, as Ronnie said, to make sure that I would drop fire like a journalist. I will drink water.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.